Let's take a look at 6 prospects the Vikings might regret passing on the 2023 NFL Draft. Welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus. Here is Onebar, and the 2023 NFL Draft it's about a week old already. And looking back in a couple years, Vikings have some decisions to make, and maybe they'll regret passing on these prospects that we're going to talk about here in this episode.
Or maybe they were geniuses for passing on these guys. Let us know in the comments if there's anybody you hoped they wouldn't have passed on. And also hit that sub button. Let's get the 9,300 subs. Want it so damn bad. Taste it. Tastes delicious.
Yeah. And a little disclaimer here. We're not saying we are upset the Vikings didn't pick these players or that, we are just up in arms that they passed on them. But, every draft you go back and look what could have been. And these are some players that maybe could be looked at as what could have been picks down the road. We'll see. Time will tell.
All right, round one, easy. We both, Joey Porter, everybody's going to agree with this. This is going to be the one down the road that, maybe they both pan out. I hope they both pan out. But this is a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 prospects we both liked a lot. Porter, I didn't think was going to be there. I thought he had a slim, like a pube of a chance to get there. Turns out he falls to pick 32 and goes to his dad's team, the Steelers. But not that you're going to compare these guys' careers, together because of different positions. But, yeah, if one of these pans out and the other one doesn't, and if the one that does pan out is Joey Porter, Vikings could kick themselves for not going corner at 23.
Be like when the Rockers split up. I mean, some people like Marty Jannetty, some people like Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels turned out to be fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think let's
hope we got Shawn Michaels and Jordan Addison.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty didn't have a huge following. Let's stick with corner with round 3. The Vikings go Mekhi Blackman at the ass end of it, and you could probably put about 4 different prospects here. But we're going to go with Ja'Cory Bennett, cornerback from Maryland, a guy maybe they'll wish they would have took instead.
Yeah, I mean, Blackman, like I said, I'm definitely warmed up to him. In fact, I'm steaming hot on Blackman. But Ja'Cory Bennett just seemed like the more just safer, higher upside, a guy that is talked about to go earlier. I mean, to the point where people liked him or even over Deonte Banks. Fast, good size. So Bennett just seemed like a guy that, he's going to be good.
Well, I think with Blackman, the big flags, but the big red flag with him was the flags. His penalty, his grabbing us. It seemed like Bennett was maybe a little more polished product. And Blackman, though, I mean, now you go back and look. I mean, half the analysts who grade these things say that's like their favorite pick was Vikings taking Blackman. So,
yeah, we're idiots. We know nothing.
Let's jump to round 4. The Vikings go with another cornerback / safety, Jay Ward. They could have got their quarterback of the future here, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the dual threat. Huge production at UCLA.
I don't know if he was the quarterback of the future, but I mean, we just loved this guy. And there was a run on quarterbacks. I mean, Stetson Bennett was going around 4, DTR around 4. And all of a sudden, they just seemed to be like gone. So it seemed like round 4 was probably our chance to actually go out and get a quarterback. And obviously, we're going to go with DTR because we love him.
Yeah, and I can't remember if that was before the trade or after the trade, but I know it was Clayton Tune, then it was DTR went bam, boom, boom, and Stetson Bennett went earlier. So, yeah, you wonder if they thought they could have moved down and still got one of these quarterbacks, but it didn't happen. They go with Jay Ward, the versatile corner safety, who's probably going to be our nickel corner this year. DTR pans out. Yeah, the Vikings may kick themselves down the road. He always seemed like a project guy, but after the Anthony Richardson trade didn't happen, we were kind of on board for moving up and making that splash. DTR was always kind of the fallback plan to give you that option, the guy who could take off, make plays with his legs, bring something different to this Vikings quarterback room. And now he's a Brown. Who knows when he'll ever see the field behind Deshaun Watson? But he does have Kevin Stefanski.
Kev. Here now. Yeah. Kev, all right, let's go to round 5. Henry To'o, a guy that we'll talk about till the day we die. He shouldn't have been there. He should not have been on the board.
Yeah, you talk about a safe, experienced player. To'o, battle-tested, SEC, highly productive. Doesn't have maybe elite measurables, but a guy who knows football, has a nose for the ball, will hit you hard and will hit you often. And I felt like a very safe linebacker and also a nice compliment to the more athletic, kind of high-strung Brian Asamoah.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been a guy maybe a year or two down the road, maybe starts. I mean, a lot of people do see him as a depth piece, but just, I mean, very good depth piece. And NFL.com gave a great quote. They said, steady but unspectacular technician, and that's exactly what he is. So we'll see how he pans out. A lot of those mid-round linebackers don't usually pan out, though.
Yeah. Again, this is a guy that, I mean, I
Nate
feel like
Triplett.
I feel he's got a very high floor, not a very high ceiling. So I think he's safe. I think he's a safe pick. Worst case, I think you get a long time backup, great special teamer here. But we'll see how that all shakes out. Whether Jaron Hall was the right. Sure, no, this is the. Who did we get here first from round 5? This was the Jalen Roy pick. Jaron Hall is next. We're going to talk about. Well, Jaron Hall could have had wide receiver from Wake Forest, A.T. Perry.
6'4", ran a 4.47. I don't know. It sounds like he got bumped down because of off the field issues or character concerns.
Was that what it was? Okay.
I saw something. I didn't even have to take a chance to click on it. Could have been you writing the article for all I know. But I mean, he's just huge. He's a great situational pass rusher or pass catcher, and he would have been nice to have at the bottom of our wide receiver depth chart, especially at that point. Damn.
Yeah, and for a bigger wide receiver, he's not just a one-trick pony. He's not just a jump ball guy. You see him, he's got decent speed. You see him doing stuff underneath. So I was surprised he lasted as long as he did, which is something no one's ever said about me. But I just think there must be something else going on there. You said you heard about his character issue. Who knows? But A.T. Perry, what a steal. Who did he end up getting? Where did he go? Who took him?
I can't remember.
They got themselves a steal. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this one seems like, geez. That's a good value there in the late 5th round.
All right, final one, round 7. Mr. Jomo, defensive line from Texas.
Yeah, I hate the fact that he went to the Eagles, and I was shocked that he was still there in round 7.
Well, and that's the biggest reason. I mean, it's not like he's kind of like Roy. I mean, he's fine. It's not like he's going to wow you by any means, but he would have been a good depth piece. And to be honest, I would rather have McBride anyways. But he's just a guy later that he was like going like round 4, round 5 in a lot of people's mocks.
Yeah, I thought he was an early day 3 pick. He said he can play inside, he can play outside. He's just kind of a fun, big old boy. You can do a lot of things with, and starts out as a depth piece on a D line that could use one more player here to compete and to really improve this thing. So, Mauro Jomo, a guy I was high on. Another one I was shocked was there in round 7.
He's only 21. He's young as shit. He started going to Texas when he's 16. Damn.
Yeah. So again, we'll come back and watch this video in 3 years, see if we were right, if we were wrong. Maybe the Vikings just got everything right here. Let's hope so. Let us know if there's anybody else in the comments you regret the Vikings, not that you regret, that they could regret passing on in the draft. Let us know who those names may be. Don't forget to subscribe. And also remember this little tidbit here while you're thinking about these players the Vikings could have had. Emilio Estevez was visiting the set of Apocalypse Now when he had to be rescued from quicksand by a 14-year-old Lawrence Fishburne. Quicksand almost took Emilio Estevez from us.
Sounds made up.
It's true.
No.
These are